Valentine's Day in the Victorian era was a time for romantic gestures. People sent cards to express their affection. These cards were beautifully decorated with lace, ribbons, and sentimental verses. They were symbols of love and admiration. However, not all Valentine's Day cards were sweet and innocent. A darker side to the tradition emerged with the rise of Vinegar Valentines, also known as comic Valentines. These cards were the antithesis of traditional Valentines. Vinegar Valentines were designed to insult and offend. They were often sent anonymously, adding an extra layer of cruelty to the act. These cards provide a fascinating glimpse into the underbelly of Victorian society. They reveal the anxieties, prejudices, and frustrations simmering beneath the surface. The popularity of both traditional and Vinegar Valentines points to the complex nature of human relationships. Even in an era known for its strict social etiquette, people found ways to express both their love and their disdain. Vinegar Valentines emerged in the early 19th century. They coincided with the rise of mass-produced goods. Printing techniques improved, making it cheaper and easier to create and distribute cards in large quantities. These cards were often sold for a penny, making them accessible to a wide range of people. Their affordability contributed to their popularity, particularly among the working class. Vinegar Valentines allowed senders to express their frustrations, albeit in a socially acceptable way. They became a tool for social commentary, targeting individuals and groups deemed lazy, vain, or foolish. The messages on Vinegar Valentines ranged from mildly insulting to downright cruel. Some cards poked fun at common flaws such as vanity or laziness. Others were deeply personal, attacking someone's appearance, profession, or character. Common targets included old maids, henpecked husbands, and gold diggers. Caricatures often depicted these stereotypes in exaggerated and unflattering ways, further adding to the humiliation. The language used was often vulgar and direct, employing slang and insults common to the Victorian era. The humour, if it can be called that, relied heavily on stereotypes and mockery. The production and distribution of Vinegar Valentines was a thriving industry. Printers in both Britain and the United States churned out millions of these cards each year. They were sold in stationers, bookshops, and even by street vendors. Some of the most well-known publishers of Vinegar Valentines included Charles H. Ross and Company and Raphael Tuck and Sons. These companies employed talented artists and writers to create cards that were both humorous and cutting. The anonymity of Vinegar Valentines was a key part of their appeal. Senders could express their true feelings without fear of retribution. This anonymity also made it difficult to track down the source of these hurtful messages. Receiving a Vinegar Valentine could be a deeply humiliating experience. The public nature of these cards meant that the recipient's flaws, real or imagined, were put on display for all to see. The impact of these cards went beyond mere amusement. They could damage reputations, ruin relationships, and even lead to violence. Newspapers of the time reported instances of fistfights, lawsuits, and even suicides linked to Vinegar Valentines. The social consequences of sending and receiving these cards were significant, highlighting the power of words to wound and the importance of social standing in Victorian society. The motivations for sending Vinegar Valentines were complex and varied. Some people may have viewed them as harmless fun, a way to let off steam or participate in a social trend. Others may have used them as a form of social control, attempting to shame individuals into changing their behavior. For some, these cards may have been a way to express envy, resentment, or unrequited love. The anonymity provided by Vinegar Valentines allowed individuals to act on their darker impulses without facing direct consequences. Whatever the reason, Vinegar Valentines reveal a darker side to human nature, demonstrating how humor can be used as a weapon to inflict pain and exert power. The anonymity of Vinegar Valentines played a crucial role in their impact. It shielded senders from accountability, allowing them to strike from the shadows. This was particularly significant in a society with rigid social hierarchies. Vinegar Valentines could be used to challenge authority figures or social norms, albeit in a cowardly and often cruel manner. They provided a voice for those who felt powerless, allowing them to express their discontent without fear of reprisal. However, this anonymity also made these cards susceptible to abuse. They could be used to bully, harass, and intimidate with little recourse for the victims. The power dynamics at play in the sending and receiving of Vinegar Valentines highlight the complexities of social interactions in the Victorian era. While Vinegar Valentines may seem like a relic of the past, their spirit lives on in the digital age. The rise of social media has created new avenues for anonymous cruelty and public shaming. Cyberbullying, trolling, and online harassment share striking similarities with the sending of Vinegar Valentines. They often involve hurtful messages, personal attacks, and attempts to humiliate individuals publicly. The anonymity afforded by the internet can embolden individuals to engage in behavior they would never consider in face-to-face interactions. Just like Vinegar Valentines, online harassment can have devastating consequences for victims, impacting their mental health, relationships, and even their physical safety. Vinegar Valentines, despite their often cruel nature, provide valuable insights into the social and cultural landscape of the 19th century. They offer a glimpse into the anxieties, prejudices, and power dynamics of Victorian society. These cards serve as a reminder that human emotions, both positive and negative, have always found ways to express themselves. While the methods may have changed, the desire to connect, to wound, and to exert power over others remains a constant throughout history. The legacy of Vinegar Valentines is a complex one. They are both a source of amusement and a reminder of the dark side of human nature. As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of communication in the digital age, it is crucial to remember the lessons learned from these Victorian-era insults. The power of words, whether written on paper or typed on a screen, should never be underestimated.